Hey, so it might seem kind of weird to critique a bunch of doodles, but what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna critique each single doodle, but I'm gonna tell you how to make this work as a collection. I often start critiques by commenting on fun or patience, so that's what I'm gonna do here too. The best thing you can do is having fun or having patience and keep drawing, because if you keep drawing, you're gonna get better. If you have fun, you're gonna keep drawing. So if you're having fun, you're gonna get better. Now, you have black and white high contrast in a few spots here, like this guy, but mostly this flower star thingy and this planet thingy. So these grab the attention most of all because they're so high contrast. Whereas you have this guy in the middle with very little contrast, just some lines. So it's not going to hold attention. So what's happening now is you have a few spots where it holds attention and they're kind of a jumbled collection of drawings. So the eye is going to go away from the page. Like if you look here at this star, I'm going to call it a star. I'm not sure if it's a flower. Now, where does it go next? The viewer doesn't know, so there's a high chance the viewer is just gonna stop looking at your work. Just like with this planet here. Okay, I'm gonna look at it. Yeah, it's all pretty. Okay, there's a cool arrow here. Well, there's nothing much else to look at, and attention disappears. So what you could do instead is create a flow to draw in the viewer. And this star, for example, could be here in the middle. And this guy's foot could even be like on top of it, because that creates some interesting overlap. And then you have high contrast, you have maybe some drawing here to block the eye from going off the page, and then, oh, there's something else to look at, this little high contrast star. But then here, something odd happens too. You look at the guitar, oh, it bounces off, oh, oops, and your eye gets kind of trapped and can't go in here. So what you could do is this guy too, this little doodle with the tree and the guy pushing him, well, this guy could be here instead of here. And let me get my color back. Now the eye keeps getting in here. You can add a little doodle there. Oops, you have the little guy here. Okay, this is nice. We were gonna move this high contrast star here, but maybe you want something else high contrast here. It could even be like a high contrast basketball. I don't even know. It's your doodles. But yeah, you want this guy, okay, we have this guy, we're going through his eyes, and then up here again, our eye is blocked. There's here an empty space, but it doesn't really flow well. What we could do is whatever you have here, say that we have another comet, and that comet is for some reason going in his ear, and then here something else comes out, and then this face, instead of being straight up like this, it could be slanted a little bit. So it kind of flows along, and then this house, the roof is already pointing in here, but then the smoke is going to stop your viewer's eye. What if the smoke comes over here and this smoke is actually behind this guy's face? What happens now is you have this flow guiding you around the drawing, and your doodles are connected with each other too. That's about it. I think this is a little bit abstract, the way that I explained it. I probably could have explained it better. But basically, high contrast more in the middle, maybe some overlap between objects, so your doodles are connected, and then have a flow, so your viewer's eye keeps going from one to the other instead of, oh, there's an arrow here, oh, bye-bye. And a very good example here is that this smoke could have gone behind this little dude, and then you have both the flow, you have interesting overlap, and you have a connection between the doodles. Another thing that I wanted to comment on is sometimes you have very insecure lines. Here is an example of insecure lines. So you're basically, I want this curve, I want this curve. Yeah, am I doing it? Whereas with your straight line here, you have a nice confident line. You're just like, poof, there it is. So what you want to do is before drawing, you just want to do some warm-ups. Like you could do this, you could draw straight lines, you could draw boxes, circles, just some wild scribbles on a page that you completely discard. What I often do is just like and then I do a few of these straight lines. And this gives you confidence to when you start drawing this alien head to just be like, wah. And you see, I'm getting this curve wrong anyway, but that isn't always that important. Sometimes it looks just nicer to have this one confident line. And say that you mess up really badly, you don't even have to erase it. You can just draw a second one. And then you get that sketchy look anyway. You see that a lot in my drawings actually. I'm just like experimenting and finding, and then, okay, I got it. I know what I want to draw. And then my lines come in thicker. But these sketchy lines remain, and they don't actually hurt the drawing. They're just there. They're part of how your drawing grows. Let me see what other notes that had I. Oh yeah, I wanted to make one last comment on fun versus performing. So I'm giving you a critique right now on how to improve your doodles. And I will say you're completely free to ignore me, because what I said was the number one important thing is fun. And if you're always stressed of like, oh, I'm just doodling, but are my doodles good enough? Then that can actually stop you from drawing. So if you're like, well, keeping track of this flow and the line quality and all that and the contrast and blah, 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 if that's taking away some fun, then do rid with the critique and focus on the fun, because you will get around to everything. And you only get around to it if you keep drawing. And as I said in the beginning, if you are having fun, you'll keep drawing. And if you keep drawing, you'll get better. So if you're having fun, you're gonna get better.